guys, here's Tim here from Team PTSD. This is Sean, for those of you who don't know yet. So right now we have an interview going on. We decided to do this because we are all together here for the Level Up tournament in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So we decided to pick the minds of two of the community folks in Malaysia side of things. First up, let me introduce Shazli, who is the community lead in Malaysia, so to speak. He is actually quite a pro. He has we've already met him a few times in all the past events. He has he has a good reputation in the community. He has actually helped judge some of them as well. And yeah, we have a good relationship with him, as you can see. The next up is the more important guy here. Okay, this is Khong. He actually runs Kindlehobbies in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. And he's actually the first guy who actually brought us all together in terms of the Malaysia community and the Singapore community. He actually ran this tournament much earlier. Was it earlier this year? Late last year. Late last year. Yeah, so late, and we had this first time we were gathering. Everyone was like hyped because it was the first like kind of crossover international event. Actually went pretty well. We had over 20 players.
We had
29?
No, we had 32. We had 30 actually.
30 players.
Yeah, we had 30 players.
So it was a pretty good event. It turned out very well. We never seen each other's metas, and so it was a very nice community hype for that. And then actually built on, we had came up to UTPC 1, UTPC 2 this year, and of course that showed everyone actually how the crowd was in the Southeast Asian side of things. And that's how it led to the Asia Comic Cons event and Level Up event. So actually, Fred here is very much thank for that. Right. So I'd like to start off. We have some questions here, just more about the tournament scene and the meta here for everyone to understand from across the world. So the first question we have for you guys, how did you discover the game, and when did you actually decide you wanted to organize all these Southeast Asia size tournaments? Like, how do you expand on that?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I first started the game when a friend of mine from KL, his name is Julian, so he should be coming up for tomorrow's Level Up event.
Okay.
He taught me the game, and pretty much it started with, okay, I'm just gonna watch from far. And the next day, I got closer and closer to the table, and then I had a whole box to myself with one, and it never stopped from there. So yeah, and I've been playing ever since.
Right. Okay. For you, Fred?
I got introduced to this game by one of my regular guys, who was actually playing Star Wars. Alright, nothing to do with Transformers. He came in one day, put Optimus Prime on the table. New game. Okay. So like what Shaz just said, started off with that. You know, he started giving me some cards, played from there, and then yeah, wave 1, wave 2 started coming in, guys.
Yeah. And that's how I guess we built up the community in Malaysia. It's pretty similar to how it was in Singapore for us. I actually got suckered in by one of my army friends. We were in camp one day. We started. I was like, we had nothing much to do. He was like, oh, okay, since we have nothing much, can you just sort my Transformers cards for me? I'm like, okay, I haven't played TCG in a very long time. Let's see what this is about. To be frank, I wasn't very keen in actually going into TCG at the time because it's money consuming. Then after he told me it was actually one of the cheaper TCGs, I worked out the math. It turned out to be fun. Transformers was something that I always liked in Gen 1. So one thing led to another. During reserves, we had the nights out. We went out there. I bought like 4 boxes, 2 boxes wave 1, 2 boxes wave 2, and that was it. It's still more than that.
I mean, for me, I'm not like these guys. It was strictly business for me.
Oh wow.
I was store manager for one of the hobby shops in New Zealand.
And yet you got suckered in.
Yes, because I had to know the hobby to try and sell the product. So I mean, I found it was a good game. I felt it was a great game to push to people, very casual, very relaxed, And then I myself got suckered into it. So from business, it became pleasure.
Yeah, this is the kind of dealer who actually deals in his own stuff. Okay, so second question we have here. What do you guys do to pull communities from KL, Johor, and Singapore to go to your store for tournaments?
That's yours.
Okay, how that happened. Basically, I wanted to get a really big community together. I wanted everybody to meet each other. That was the first thing in mind. And then second thing was, okay, TCG players, everybody wants money. Money and product. So that's how, I think we were actually the first guys who actually held a tournament which offered cash and products. It was a box, if I remember correctly. It was a box.
And the cash.
Yeah, and the cash, yeah. So we wanted everybody in, so we started sending invites out. I got Shaz to ask the guys in KL. I got asked you guys as well. So everybody was okay with it. And for you guys, it's near because it's just stone's
Yeah,
throw.
just across the border.
Just cross the border, always border
And,
crossing.
one of the best things was a lot of KL guys actually came because they know we are active and they wanted to meet the rest of the players as well. So that's how we got about.
Actually, that's really how we got suckered into this whole
That too,
yes pool. Yeah, because he offered a sizable cash amount for a start, and of course, box prizes always attractive. Although, if I remember correctly, we wanted to do toys at first, and then we just couldn't get the right ones in place. So I mean, box was good, product is always good. Yeah, so I mean, at least it grew all the way to now. So that was a good start, actually, a very exciting start for us. Okay, so third question we have here, what were or are the challenges in organizing events that have to attract people from different countries or cities?
That is one of the biggest problems. Logistics, timing, schedules. Everybody is working. I mean, most of the players are working. So arranging something at this scale, it requires months of planning, months of begging. You know, free up the schedule. It's just one day. Come on, guys. It's just one day. Free up the schedule. So I think the greatest challenge is logistics and timing. That's
Interestingly, from the player's perspective, it was a matter of simple, guys, our neighbors from the south are coming, and they were like, it's time to practice, it's go time. It actually raised the competition level. So it was just a matter of like, Shaz, can you please just confirm when is the date of the tournament? And whoever's free will be coming down.
Yeah, and then you shot me that message, confirm the date.
Confirm the date, no, we need the date. Okay, date's locked in, sure, no changes, suddenly Sunday, no. And like, okay, who's free? It's like I asked pretty much players from every shop in KL, and that's how we got a massive.
That's how we got everybody in actually.
Yeah, all the friendly rivalries actually is actually a good thing. You know, outside it's like, there's an event in Malaysia, we need to go rob them.
That's why you see, it's the amount of robbing involved that gets everybody.
And for those of you who don't know, Singapore and Malaysia has always had this kind of friendly rivalry across the borders.
Kind of like Canada and US.
Kind of. Like the most common thing we always fight about is food, who originated this particular street dish, who has like the better chicken rice, you know, kind of popular stuff. So it's always this rivalry that we have. So when it comes to the card game, obviously we want to show that Singapore's better than Malaysia. I proved it, by the way.
He did.
I see where this is going.
Admittedly, he did.
So tomorrow is for me to defend my throne and level up, and let's see how that goes. Okay, so to the fourth question, just how big are you planning to go with your events in 2020 or beyond, attendance and say prize pool wise?
We will definitely increase the prize pool because again, card players, they always look at prize pools. You, me, I think everybody else here, we look at prize pools. We are trying to get the Philippine players involved. We have been in talks, but logistics wise
It's always a nightmare.
It's always hard. So we will always get the Singapore guys, you guys. We'll get the KL guys. We'll get the up north guys.
I think maybe Thailand is a small community.
We are trying to reach out to Thailand as well. If we can, Thailand and Indonesia, because I believe that Indonesia actually has a TF community. I'm not sure how big it is, but
I think it's the Jakarta guys.
Yes, Jakarta guys. So like in 2020, we're actually trying to organize a bigger one. Okay, which is going to be a 2-day tournament. One qualifying day, and then second day tournament proper.
Nice.
That would be
massive.
That would be massive.
That would be massive.
So Thailand and Indonesia guys, if you're watching out there, you know, do get in touch with us.
Get in touch with them.
You know, we'll try to work something out.
Definitely, we definitely want to pull as many people from overseas around, especially in this Asia community. We want to try to build their strength up because you see it's always going on in US and all. You normally see the UK as well as a decent community going. US of course is the strongest base from there, but of course we want to show that Asia has a pretty sizable group of people playing, and we want to just grow that number up as well.
I mean, for the Australian and New Zealand guys as well, if you're watching, you know. You can always talk to me since, you know, I'm one of you guys as well.
Fly over.
If you're willing to make the trip down, we're happy to try to make some accommodation as well.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet to say that we want to test it off with maybe 64 people for the first group.
Of course.
64. I mean, us in Malaysia and Singapore, we could probably fill 32, which I don't think is an issue.
Yeah.
So the other 32 will come from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So again, guys, if you're tuning in, please.
Yeah, and of course, this time we will definitely try to organize it as best as we can. Even though we're participants of this current tournaments, we are learning from any errors from being a new startup in a way, and we of course try to improve from that. And the most important thing I understand most people really need is of course the lead time. So that's what we're trying to give you best about.
Yep.
Okay. Let me build on that a bit actually. In terms of attendance and prize pool wise, we are actually looking at some support from Hasbro as it is really. When we do all these tournaments, are we looking to get certain support from them, or is it going to be totally?
They will, because the last two tournaments, like the first SCFU tournament and the UTPC tournament, Hasbro has actually supported us with cases of product, which is really awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
So we need that to build, and we need that to attract people from other, the rest of the world to come into play.
Yeah.
So Hasbro plays a very important part in supporting in terms of products.
Yeah.
I think that works.
Yep.
Anything on your end?
Yeah, from the player perspective, something that they've been asking since wave 1 actually. They've been asking, are we going to get foil battle cards or alternate art cards? This will be something that really draws in the players to come and play. Because it's been done in other TCGs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, especially Magic. We know the capability is there.
Yeah.
And with the Energon edition coming up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we know that it is possible to make the battle cards in foil.
But that's not something that we personally can handle. So Hasbro, if you're watching this, please,
Please,
you know, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, we have one whole region talking over here.
Okay. So fifth question here, how has the response for the game been so far in terms of say attracting new players, maybe players with experience in other TCGs and pulling them in, or maybe even just say maintaining and keeping the current player base?
Okay. From wave 1, there was a huge spike in interest. It's a new TCG and whatnot. It dipped a bit towards the end of wave 1 because there was a certain uncertainty whether wave 1 was it. There was no other waves and so on. It picked up again once wave 2 showed up, and once competitive gaming from various states started appearing, it just kept going up. And it's safe to say that it will continue growing, but the community needs to pull its own weight.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a cue from him, community in this sense, I mean for whatever TCG, community is always important. You need the community to build bigger so that you can get your friends, he can get his friends to come in. People who have played TCG, I think we all agree that TF has a very short learning curve.
Yes.
Very small learning curve.
Yep.
You can pick it up in 5-10 minutes.
Yep.
So for any decent TCG player or a newbie, they can just probably pick this up. Right? I think that's a swell way to get grow the community.
Yeah.
Smaller tournaments like a newbie tournament, that would be good. That would be really good. Just for newbies, okay, professional players, get out. Just for the newbies, let them start off, let them have a feel. I think we can all agree that we are all competitive.
Yes.
Yes, everybody is. So I think that's a very good way to grow the community as well.
Now I would like to add that the interesting aspect of Transformers, seeing it start from wave 1, right, is that you can see players from different TCGs coming to play, from Magic, Vanguard, and many other games. And how they approach the games is completely different. How they approach Transformers is completely different from someone who started fresh. I've seen people who have never played any TCGs before, and the way they build the decks is so different from people who have experience in other card games. So it was a very good clash of game style approaches when designing decks.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Like the White Shots players are very good at deck manipulation. Magic players very
Magic
good at
players
crunching numbers,
Yes.
statistics. What is left in my deck? They can pretty much pull everything out.
Correct. Yeah, building on that, like we've seen players who play Vanguard, they dare to take risks because Vanguard style of play is definitely just go big or go home.
Yeah.
So they do take risky plays. Magic, of course, it's cut draw is the thing, so they always go for the
They have
the
6
hand.
cards in hand minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know like what exactly is your hand. They can write it down. You see them start taking notes. Then you have the versus system players. Shout out to all you old school VS players out there.
And one of them.
All the attack ordering is very specific, and they are very good at that.
Yep. So I mean, okay, just to add on a bit more for that, in terms of Singapore's side of things, we do have actually a very small community in sense. It's not huge. We don't have like say 30 active players right now. We are looking to build more. It is an easy game to pick up. The things I see, it's more like maintaining the base right now is not an issue. We have a pretty consistent base. Attracting new players is the trickier one for us. In terms of existing player base though, some people, in Singapore is a very hectic environment. Work always takes up a lot of time. Some people, they really love the game, but you do tend to see people selling out their collection because they just don't have time. That's nothing that we can really help with, unless of course we can find out a new job that pays better and stuff like that. Lesser working hours, more pay, everyone wants that. But attracting new players, I guess it's just more of a marketing kind of thing in terms of Singapore, where I feel like only small local game stores actually carry Transformers. If it's something, we are hoping that somehow there's an agreement back end with like Hasbro and the bigger stores. They can actually, those that actually are located more in the heartland areas or located in very key points, those with franchises, those might actually be a good starting point for people to pick up the game and stuff. So we are hoping that that comes about at some point so that the player base grows. After all, I kind of need some fresh blood to like hit around.
I mean, we're always like happy to conduct learn to plays and all sorts of things. All of us here.
We have actually done it in JB. He has done it in KL.
Yes.
We have tried to hold demo sessions wherever we are. Actually.
Yeah, we've done that as well. So I mean, for people who are interested, most of the demo sessions that we have encountered actually happen at Bricks Play in Toa Payoh, Singapore. So we do have that. Kindlehobbies has that as well. I'm not sure where you hold it in.
I go anywhere.
I
roam around.
Shaz is one of the best teachers.
Yeah,
Yes.
he'll have like counters and color counters. He'll bring his starter kits and all that, just walking around with him. So yeah, stop him on the streets if you see him.
He will gladly teach you.
Yep. Okay, so moving on. So what is the meta game like so far in Southeast Asia? Like, is there a difference in people that come from the different cities? Like, say, KL,
why don't you guys take this question? We want to hear your views.
No, we will definitely share our views. But for now, let's say from KL side and JB side, do you see any differences in your?
Okay.
Yeah.
First, we need to split the game into two different fruits: oranges and blueberries. Okay.
Blueberries. Okay, never mind.
It's one of those nicknames given out to the battle icons so far.
Okay.
So it's always been orange meta in Malaysia. There's just this obsession to push 25. I think that's the current 20 and above. You're good. 25 is the top end.
Yeah.
If you're hitting for like 10, like Ken Nagel says, wow, that's something you shouldn't, you don't get every time. No, we're like, oh, I barely passed 10. It's actually a bad number for the Malaysian meta. So unfortunately, because of that, certain characters became more popular. Firefly, who's the Decepticon? Headstrong. Basically, any bots with Brave and Scrapnel and now Safeguard, these are the strong contenders going into the main board. I'm not sure how the bounty system is going to change all this and the mercenaries. But I have a feeling even without the recent press advantage ban, okay, even with that card gone, there'll be people trying to push orange as the main meta.
I think at the end of the day, it's still, even in JB, it's still orange meta because generally guys, boys, whatever you want to call us, we want to hit hard. We want to kill you with one hit. We don't want to drag the game any longer than it has to. So I guess orange meta is still one of, I think majority,
I would like to add one thing though, a very interesting observation. Even the players who play blue from Malaysia side, their attacks to be more aggressive. They will have bigger they are, they will have heavy-handed,
it's still a mono blue
tactics. It's still mono blue, but somehow they're attempting to still destroy you. As opposed to, from what I've seen from Singapore side, they're more control based. It's more technical.
I think that's the greatest difference between
mindset.
blue players between both states, both countries. Ours is mostly blue, but we still attack. Yours is really control. I can either ditch your whole hand, leave you with nothing, like what you do, or it can be really annoying.
That's why Shockwave was the Shockwave invasion. Which event was it?
UTPC
1.0.
That was the biggest.
I think 6 of you guys were playing Shockwave, right?
Welcome to Singapore.
That was the biggest display in difference of meta. That was when the meta difference was really the strongest. The control decks came in, clashed right with the oranges. And who won the event?
You thought the US big event without the Shockwave showing was something like, then you come to a UTPC 1.0.
Then you see
have the Shockwave invasion from Singapore over there.
But oddly enough, it was an insects player from Singapore that won. Who's also one of our team members here, Alvin, who's in Team PTSD as well.
Yeah, that's right. Alvin won. Everyone.
Yeah,
With
so-
insects.
Yeah. You can tell that Singapore is a very different matter. It's a blue town. It's blue town or mixed town.
Yeah, so okay, so just for those of you who don't know, also Team PTSD has 5 members here. We have Ewan, who actually is a huge Optimus Prime supporter, disgusting. I'm not an Optimus person, as you
I
know,
agree,
find out.
I agree.
So, but he plays any variation of Optimus Prime there, usually on control because that's how Prime is. OPBL was the biggest factor in the matter for quite a long time. It was always blue.
It still is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seriously.
and he actually did quite well in the tournaments that Fred hosted. Okay, there is our jank master Andre. Everyone's familiar with him. They have witnessed all this janky stuff as well.
Yeah, he made grapple work.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
surprisingly, he actually made grapple pretty consistent, and we will feature that one day in one of our write-ups. But then again, he's also a pretty good combiners player. He's actually, I think, one of the better combiners player that.
I think he's one of the best combiner players I've seen so
Yeah.
far.
We had one good
Combiner player in KL.
in KL, but he retired. He went back to Magic. I was so sad when that happened. His name is Yap Sun Yong. If you see this, Yap, I want you back. Come on.
Okay, and then we have Elvin, who is our, I guess, wild card. Okay, he plays weird mixes. Okay, he used to play like Sentinels, and he tried like even blue Sentinels. He tried mixed
Blue
Sentinels.
Sentinels, wow.
Yeah, he tries all sorts of different builds. So he's really a wild card that we have. Like he won the UTPC one for Insect, which is just pure orange. But then he also explored like different blue decks around. He likes his OPBL right now. He's trying Ultra
He's
Magnus.
playing GOP with Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, mix in orange and all that. So yeah, he's our wild card around. Okay, then we have myself first. Okay, so I've always been an aggro player, I would say. Not as aggressive as the Malaysian contingency, of course. I like to go maybe 3 white, 4 white maximum. And I don't like the small guys who beat up. I like guys that actually beat you, but at the same time have control. So like if I play an orange, I kind of have an Espionage somewhere because I want to control your beatback on me. I won't go all out, and it's not going to be like Real Jack or Grimlock that you guys used to love doing. I'm not going to bowl like 8, bowl 10, and then hit like 16, 22 damage, you know, that kind of thing. I'll count my numbers. 12 is enough to kill a guy. That's it. That's what I'm going with. I want to control the rest of the way. But that's the kind of aggro I play. My insect style is very technical. But then again, I kind of like the control, so I have leaned towards Shockwave, as most of you have seen from the UK. Since Shockwave came out, I've been refining that all the way to ACC and now level up. I am going to play Shockwave again. It's just that there's this kind of control, like you mentioned before, how we like to, but we like to control you. I like Shockwave controls your hand, controls your options. At the same time, my Shockwave plays cards like Leap into Battle. I do have Laser Cutlass. I have bigger AR. It's just for my small guys to actually come and beat you back as well. That's the things that I kind of like, and this is what actually Sean has helped me with here. So Sean is kind of our, what do you call it, deck.
I'm a tuner, I'm
Tuner?
a designer, whatever you call it. I'm the one that manages the decks.
Yeah. So Sean here actually goes into refining, a lot of refinements. He goes for value of cards. He calculates things like flip efficiency. When do you want to play certain cards in terms of, let's say, Leap into Battle. Why do we choose to play into it? After all these testings, we realize sometimes you do come out a bit short. We kind of want to kind of push a bit of damage sometimes. And after looking even at a US side, we decided to test out the Grand Launcher build that they have. And then we decided actually it does help at times. I know you guys in the US, you love your Grand Launchers. You're running 3 copies. I'm only running 2. But then
2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, because
That's for me.
Yeah.
But that's how we like it.
but
That's wrong. This is wrong.
But to be fair, the way I play, and okay, this is a personal preference. Okay, I know on paper, theoretically it should be 3 and it works better in that way. But when it comes to personal flips, you know your own luck. You know I am bad with luck. When it comes to a mix deck, the less mix I can go, the better it is for me because I can easily flip 2 oranges during the defense, as people in the UK have witnessed in my top 4 qualifying trying. Yeah, so it doesn't. I don't feel comfortable having too many oranges, so I cut it down. That's why we substituted it for Leap into Battle as put it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we did the maths. we felt that one orange kind of mattered.
Yeah, it matters so much to my flips. I mean, if you are a good player, you know your flips, your luck and your flips are good. You know it doesn't affect you as much. But for me, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Sean also plays a variety of control decks. We can talk about it.
So pretty much I always I started with the shockwave designs, then I went on to more like aggro control kind of decks. Usually plays down similar Sentinels, General Optimus,
OPPI at one point.
OPPR at one point, that was one of my signature decks as well. Very technical kind of decks. But this time, I'm going to bring aerial bots tomorrow. Someone has to represent the combiners.
Yeah, Andre couldn't make it because he has a job interview, so hopefully he gets that by the time this video is out. Representing the aerial bots and combiners for Team PTSD, Sean's taking over that part.
Yeah.
I am playing the control this time. Yeah, so okay, I'll move on to the next question now. How has support from Hasbro or Wizards been for you so far? Like, do they encourage you to go bigger for your own events? I know you mentioned before that they really contributed a bit for the smaller events that we've run, and that has actually been a big
wouldn't
push.
really call it small events. I think right now, we are the only guys that actually held an event with that many people joining.
That's true. It was more people than ACC in fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had more people there actually. So, in terms of Hasbro support, it's actually good. Of course, if they could give us more Hasbro, if you're tuning into this, please, we need a little bit more product or more. But it helps in the long run because it helps the community grow, and it makes us want to hold more tournaments, and we can invite, like what we were discussing earlier, we want to invite everybody in just for that, so that people actually fly in to play, to compete, to play.
And I agree. I mean, the product matters. Okay, say I don't expect Hasbro to always pump out money in a game, and I'm actually very surprised that we really have a 5,000 ringgit Malaysian ringgit prize tournament for ACC and now one for Level Up as well.
Yep.
Of course, the price scales down considerably, but it's still a very sizable amount for something that the game is only in, like, say, actually four waves out in total.
Probably about a year plus.
Yeah.
I think.
Correct.
We started, it's about
About a year plus.
One year plus.
Yeah,
Just
so a year plus.
let's just pass the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
So for them to actually come all the way to Southeast Asia and contribute that kind of amount, it's actually
really
very
substantial,
good.
yeah.
We don't, for player base, we don't really ask for that much. We don't need cash prize all the time, but product prices are also very attractive for us
I
because
think like what Shah said just now, as in products, alternate art, little swags.
Yeah.
even toys.
We like
For
toys,
us,
yes, we
Toys, yes, we love toys.
Yeah, most of us are adults, so we always love to buy the toys that come with it. You have no idea how many of the new Siege toys that our team has already bought. Ewan is one of the biggest Transformers toy collectors that we have. The guy who actually introduced me to this game, Gerald, shout out to you, has also a huge collection of them, including from the Takara Tommy Masterpiece series, all the way to the Gen 1 times, and now even the new Siege collection. So toys is something a very, very attractive price for everyone.
Agreed.
Okay, so from here, where would you like to see the game go?
Oh, I want to feel this first.
Okay.
Based on what we've seen throughout this year, it'll be great if we can see maybe quarterly,
Yeah.
or maybe every bi-monthly to have one major event, and if there's going to be a regular, national kind of event, qualifier run-ups would be great, because we don't want to have too many like every week.
Of course.
Having a major event, but if it's like every 2 months or
I
something,
think we can all agree that 2 big tourneys a year is fine.
it's good.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 big turnies.
2
yeah.
or 3 is good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Rather
Then the
than-
rest of it will be like store events and
Mhm.
whatnot. It keeps the player interest going on.
Yeah.
It keeps players changing the decks and testing a new
Yeah.
deck. Especially with that the leagues that Kindle runs.
Yeah.
Those were very successful.
Yes, okay, so from my point of view, the leagues that Kindle runs actually have very interesting formats sometimes. They have certain weeks that they do, okay, today is going to be Autobots only, next week is going to be Decepticons only. Yeah, and then if you are the winner deck for this week, next week you cannot play this deck, you have to play something
You have no
new.
idea how many times you've banned the insect decks. A ridiculous amount of time.
There is a disproportionate amount of hate for Insecticons because it is easily the most, it is the deck that most newbies can pick up and go to a very good level,
Yes.
an intermediate level.
Agree, yeah.
Yeah, because they pick it up thinking they're going to go like 0-5 a tournament, and now I got 2 or 3 wins out of this.
That's
you know.
it.
That's,
I did well for a new
Yeah.
time, That's,
Yeah,
that's,
for newbie
that's,
it's very good.
And that's actually how you engage these players more, because when they think that they're not doing well because everyone's so experienced, but then they bring a deck like that
That's right.
in, and then they start winning, and then they're like, oh, actually I'm not doing too bad, this thrill of the thrill of the competition actually is exciting,
That's right.
and that's how
which is why actually the league works, because when there's a different team every week, the guys actually have to think a bit, maybe once before the league game. Okay, what am I going to do? What cards do I have? What cards do I need? So it actually gets the community talking.
Yep.
It actually gets people talking to each other. Hey, I need this card. You know, can I just load it for this league day? That's it. I just want to use it for that day.
I would just like to add one. I would highlight one event. We had Blue Week, whereby all the players had to use decks, and none of them were allowed to use orange pit cards.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Okay.
when Eugene Koo, that you faced in ACC. Yeah. He's laughing already. He made a deck, we call it the Woo Woo deck, because Cosmos was the main star.
Right.
Yes, and because it was a Blue Week event, there was enough defenses and not enough aggro. So there was one game, was it you or was it Theo?
No, it wasn't me, it was Theo.
He beat Theo without dealing a single point of damage using Cosmos.
Oh.
Wow, he's a legend.
That's it.
That's it. He just went in, he grabbed the character like kill.
Yeah, UFO claw catcher.
Yeah, that was one of the best demonstration of how interesting some league events can be.
But that's also a good point to make, because you have all these cards, like, okay, for competitive players out there, you know that Cosmos will not work in a competitive right? You know you're going to get run by aggro, but you see for casual players, people who we want them to actually get into the game, this kind of formats actually make it such that Cosmos is pretty viable. It becomes a very game-changing experience. But then I would like to lead into another question from this. It's how much of this, I guess, fun formats that we can have that wouldn't affect the competitive players, because I mean competitive players like us, we would love to have our janky stuff come out, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm dying to try Daring Escape and all that, and I'm not going to try that in a big tournament and all the time. But if I'm going to have like a league match every week, and the tournament is in 2 weeks time, or 2 months time in fact, how do you see the flow going into be? Like, do you think competitive players will still get a chance to really go all out and be competitive and play? But at the same time, would they, because I find it's kind of like a pretty time consuming things for some people, especially for those people who are not very good at building decks, they take more time. They're not those like, I sit down, okay, within this hour I'm done with my deck. You know, they have to fine tune, they have to retry again. Do you see that as actually a clash in terms of competitive?
I know, because the league games is actually a very good time for you to test out your decks. Daring Escape, for example, you want to test it, you have nobody to test it on. During a league game, you have a minimum of 7 people you can test it on. And you'll be happily, you know what, let's do this. They will let you test it out. So that is one of the times when you can actually test it in an environment where everybody is not bringing their best decks, I understand. But they actually bring it a semi-competitive deck, I guess, which helps you. Because you need to test your deck, and they need to prove a point. I guess. So yeah, that actually works. So I don't see any hindrance, to be honest.
In terms of purely competitive builds, certain weekly league formats, they actually support all these competitive builds. So it's actually, you can see the more competitive builds fighting the more janky designs, and those who are aiming for, let's say, in 2 months time, like you said, they will bring in the decks that they wish to test into as many formats that can support it. Like if he's planning to play an Autobot deck, he can play in the Autobots only week, the blue deck only week, and so on. So there will be still some testing going on.
Adding on to that, like for you, you're going to play Aerobots, right? You're going to play blue Aerobots, I suppose. So on the blue week, you can actually test your deck.
But would that, okay, say, because Aerobots we know is like kind of a tier 1 kind of deck, would that deter the other players joining? Because they'll come like, oh, okay, I'm playing here to play a fun deck, I'm not here to play serious deck, oh, I'm beating Aerobots.
People, from what we understand, people who play fun decks, most of the time are pretty good deck builders. If not, the fun deck will not appear.
That's true.
Yes.
So they need to be pretty good deck builders. I personally have built a 4-white bombshell deck, which actually worked.
That was horrible.
I actually took down both Nemesis and OBBL, discarding that amount of cards. So I wouldn't say it's competitive, but to me it's fun.
Yeah, of course.
And for the guy that actually wants to test out his 2-white, he gets to test it out as well.
That's true.
The ones who are facing these fun decks, they do not know what to expect.
That's true. And on that note, right, Sean here has a very bad reputation of not being able to deal with weird shit that comes out. He is very good in the meta. He is very good at preparing what the meta is. But when you come up with Shockwave, and he played Shockwave the last time, and there's this player, Jin, he actually played a Nemesis deck that has a system reboot. He totally caught Sean off guard.
Yeah, I know.
And adding to that, during the last UTPC, One guy came up with Prime and OBBL and Ultra Magnus,
Yes.
which had the same effect on Sean.
Trucks that heal.
Yeah. Team up tactics have never been so good before.
Never have I seen team up tactics be so effective every turn healing for
There we go.
Yep, and that's something that's catches Sean off guard completely. Okay, so last couple of questions before we close off this. How long do you see yourself actually championing the tournament organizing scene in this region?
A very long time,
Yeah.
because looking at how Hasbro is actually supporting this game and how much how many boosters and how many waves are coming out after that, I think it's going to be here for a very long time. And I think we are on the run to get more players in, grow the community. So I say, probably another 10, 20 years, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even for us in Singapore, we don't feel like there is actually a big tournament push. Okay, and reason for this honestly is space is an issue in Singapore. We don't have a big of a shop like Fred has because it's quite a
Rent is expensive.
Yeah, rent is expensive
Rent is
generally.
expensive.
Even if you want to rent a convention center, a small room there is going to cost you thousands of dollars. Whereas if you do it in Malaysia, it's going to be way cheaper. It's like 3 times lesser because of like exchange
It's
rate.
thousands of ringgit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So it could even add up to like a few $100s in terms of Singapore dollars. So in terms of an investment or amount that if it's an official Hasbro tournament and they want to put in money, Malaysia definitely makes more sense. It's more central to a lot of the other countries as well.
And
Because Singapore
cheaper.
is all the way south, even though it is a commercial hub and all, but Malaysia-wise it's also easy access for everyone to come in, especially Kuala Lumpur because it is their business central as well.
Yep.
So flights do go in. But yeah, so in terms of all these tournament scenes, hopefully we get to see more outreach to all the other players again, as we've mentioned earlier in this cast. We want to see players from the Philippines finally get a chance. They have voiced out interest as well.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong, we did try to even give them some 5-6 slots for
5
level up
slots.
here. But unfortunately, I mean, it was a very last minute rush. We couldn't crunch in the numbers for them in time. I think some of them just got very late notice as well. They couldn't take leave from work and yeah,
It
just
was a logistics issue.
Yeah.
Logistics really
It was a logistics issue.
Okay, maybe it was 1 month earlier or 2 months earlier.
Yes, definitely. I'm pretty sure at least 3 or 4 guys would have showed up.
Definitely. Yeah, even we had one of the Filipinos who actually based in Singapore right now. His name is Edgar. He is actually our liaison of sorts with the Filipino community. He also qualified, but he couldn't make it this time because he had also work commitments. So I mean, these things do come out. People, we understand. But of course, we would love to see all of you guys out from Indonesia, from Thailand. I'm not even sure if Vietnam has a scene, but by all means,
By all means.
yeah, we would love to have this hub for Southeast Asia. But besides Southeast Asia, we are hoping that this game actually expands up to the rest of Asia. Side, we want to see Japan, we want to see Korea, Taiwan, China. We want all these players come in, regardless whether it's the different language cards. Hopefully, that's in the works from Hasbro side of things. But yeah, we definitely hope to see it grow the size of how Magic the Gathering has grown all these years. Yeah, and then to close out this, let's start because Wave 4 just released like 2 days ago.
Yep.
So let's talk about that to close out the thing. Tell me, what are your top picks for Wave 4? Who is your killer character that you want to play?
Okay,
Let's go.
I will highlight 2 characters. Mine is my personal favorite is Prime, SRT Prime,
Mhm.
but he's 15 stars, so I'm pretty sure not many people will be able to use him easier,
Mhm.
in a very easy way. But honestly, if you want to pick a competitive card,
Mhm.
it will be Octone.
Octone.
Because
Yes.
he's 13 stars, he will easily make a 4 white deck become a 2 white
Mhm.
or even 3 white because of the number of stars. And he's perfectly tuned to beat both Autobots and Decepticons.
Mhm.
And even if, let's say, he were to face a mercenary counterpart,
Mhm.
his raw stats alone is more than enough to justify his position.
Mhm. Okay, let's go it this way. Since you have a competitive card pick, give me your jank pick that you want to try out.
My jank pick!
Don't steal mine.
No, I know what yours is.
Don't steal mine.
Oh wow, that's actually how
Yeah,
I probably
okay,
take from the
it could be a character card, it could be a battle card. Because right now we have decks that actually could run off battle cards.
Actually, I'm not sure if would you count Nightbird?
Nightbird,
Yeah. Is Nightbird competitive?
Of course. I mean, not
It's
really.
up to you,
I mean,
man.
can you make it competitive?
Can you make it
I would
work?
love to see you make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It is viable, I must say, there's chance.
because Nightbird is a car.
Mhm.
That's the thing that is very interesting. So there's a lot of possibilities of stealing an opponent car's car.
Yeah, of course.
or at the very least,
The engine comes to mind.
yeah. I mean, I think Nightbird is good because what was the effect? It induce when you play an action, it induce damage, right?
I can't remember.
I can't recall.
Oh, the only one that's
damage,
relevant
right?
is the bounty. The really relevant one is the bounty.
Yeah, but basically it's a good counter to actions, and with actions being a very dominant part of the game, it really slows down opponents a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would nominate Nightbird. I can't recall his name.
Yeah.
Nightbird, but
It's
because
a
she's
she, it's a her.
because she's a promo card, please
Yeah.
go and play at your local events and get this card.
Yeah.
You won't get it for a very long time.
Hey, good idea for you. I think Nightbird is an amazing cyborg card for car mirrors. If you
Yeah,
expect to
that's
see
right,
a
yeah.
car meta,
Mm-hmm.
you all start your engines, mine.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
I think that's how it feels.
Okay, I've never played a meta in my life, to be honest.
Okay, that's true.
I guess right now for Wave 4, I just need the SRT Prime
Mm-hmm.
paired up together with the Wave 1 Jetfire.
Right.
I've always wanted to make it work,
Mhm.
alright? The on-call armors and on-call utilities that I can bring back
Mm-hmm.
together with Quartermaster, I could probably pass most of the shit over and make it work.
Mm-hmm. Possible, yeah.
Yeah, so those, like I said, it's one of the things that I really want to try out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on that note, just a small jump in.
Yeah.
We're actually having a Hobo Cup.
Yes.
Alright.
What's
Hobo
up?
Cup, yes.
We're having a Hobo Cup.
This
A
Hobo Cup is
Hobo Cup.
because Fed actually has shifting his address right now. His shop is moving. He's moving to another side of Johor Bahru. So as a store opening there, this Hobo Cup is what it's supposed to be.
Okay, what is this Hobo card?
Hobo
It's
Cup
very
is a
interesting.
26 star.
And
Alright.
Wait.
As shop owner,
26.
26 stars.
Okay.
As shop owner, I will not be playing anything else but hobos, as in Jetfire 1 and Jetfire 4.
oh, that's why you're making
So
it
it's 26 stars.
Yeah.
Alright, the rest of the world can bring whatever you want up to 26 stars. Go crazy. Okay, I'm just playing these two. And we are going to throw out a Jetfire Masterpiece toy.
There we go.
I might just follow that deck bill, you know.
Alright, let's go, man.
It's just so hilarious.
What if you made it like a hobo and everyone plays Jetfire?
You could. We are not having any restrictions.
Oh.
Okay, anybody else can try whatever they want up to 26 stars.
Yeah.
But we are going with hobo and hobo. That's it.
Sounds good.
And my life just became harder.
Yeah. But that's the reason why we're doing 26-star tournament is because Fed himself, tournament organizer for this, wants to have his Jetfire or Jetfire dreams.
Yes. I just want to make it work once and I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, and for you.
My pick for competitive wise, I'm gonna go much smaller. I'm looking at Raider sites because I think Raider sites provides a lot of support to currently existing blue control based strategies like OPBL, Shockwave, and considering that PTA is now banned, it's not as terrible anymore. This decks, it gives the ability of these decks to go more mixed because of the focus 2 red dice,
Yep.
and even it itself has a focus on the card itself. So it can even go with Optone as one of the better picks because you can actually guarantee damage through the amount of Black Pit mercenary cards. So that is my pick for competitive. For janky casual,
There we go.
I'm going with Demetrius, the
Yeah.
mercenary.
11 stars though.
Okay, the thing about Demetrius for me, right, is that there will be a way to give some level of healing, okay, and there will be a way to safeguard him. So basically, he has the ability to constantly either heal himself or through actions and other means to heal him and keep safeguard on. But that is assuming that the meta doesn't change to add to every orange deck to include Zap and the prevalence of armed hovercraft still being around. So it really is dependent on what everybody else is playing.
Yeah.
If they are still going to go like the current meta where the insects only run one copy of Zap, I have no fear. I am just going to beat every turn and heal myself and safeguard. It's a living scrap note.
But to be fair, you can always play like repair bay and then like heal that one from arm hovercraft across the board.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could as well. So it's going to be, that's my pick for jank.
You can even Jenkins RC.
Yes,
Pop, pop. Heal one across the board.
Yeah.
but I can tell you for sure Ratchet is not in this deck.
Oh, yes.
Okay, then for me, competitive wise, I do agree that Octone is actually going to be a key. Whether he's going to be main board or sideboard for others, that is up. I guess it's really dependent on how everyone views it. But definitely he is a real big threat right now. He kind of has like a built-in mini press advantage against every other faction except mercenaries. It is pretty scary because he burns 1 and then he gets a +3 against that faction. That's why it's not mercenaries. So and he's only 13 stars. He replaces OPBL in a lot of different decks.
Yeah.
He could even play orange, he could play blue. His stats are just beefy right now. One of the most beefiest 13 stars that we have. Yeah, I really have high hopes to see Octane being played. But I mean, on my side of things, I'm a Shockwave as a player as well. I discussed this with Sean. Vader Sights was actually one of the things that we thought we could replace Swoop with. I want to test it out because I have won games off the 5 attack that Swoop actually has. That 2 extra damage actually help push it across. But Vader Sights actually helps focus. With my luck at times, like even in the final round of the ACC tournament, my top deck was Handheld Blaster. I was like, okay, never mind, Shockwave, it's okay. I can look at the top card of the deck. I looked at it and it was another Handheld Blaster. So that wasn't the best thing ever. I would love to get a focus. I mean, thankfully I had the winning cards in my hand already. I was just hoping for a bigger swing to guarantee that push. But yeah, if I had Vader Sights then, it would have been good to focus too and then clear up all of those. But in terms of jank, I'm definitely looking to play something along the lines for Daring Escape to work. Yeah. It might not just be. I know I'm a Decepticon player, but this is a definite Autobot kind of jank for me. It's going to be. I'm looking at it as a specialist build. I kind of want to abuse equipment enthusiasts and all the multi-mission gears and tools and try to see that because you don't want cards in your deck, you don't want cards in your scrap pile. The only way is either KO or in hand. So that's how the best way is draw as much as cards as you want. But how they survive is the trickiest thing. Yeah, so hopefully Daring Escape kind of works and you'll see, because with no swap parts around now, you know, it's a lot slower. There's no turn 2 Infinite combo to draw everything in hand.
Interesting thought. That Octone is one of the high picks for everybody this time.
Yeah.
But the more people pick Octone, the less powerful he becomes.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, that's why I think it might be a sideboard option that if you see a deck there and or actually it could be a main board. If you want to do reverse psychology, it could actually be main board, and then once you see your opponent has a sideboard there, they might sideboard that in and then you can just go with a different direction altogether.
Yes, there will be a lot of
OPBL for that matter.
Yeah.
Same amount of stars, no hassle.
Correct.
The problem is the better cards. OPBL doesn't want to black pips.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Then again, if there's
You
a
have 10 sideboard cards anyway.
mercenary wise, I mean, OPBL cannot benefit of those cards either.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thought to hear everyone else. We're not sure what else you guys have. I know there's mixed reactions around Octone right now along Facebook, whatever you guys are posting. I know there are some of you jankier players that want to see Lord Megatron work. That is one of my picks as well as a Decepticon. I do want to see Sound Blaster as well, but I think I'm going to focus Daring Escape for the jank. We'd love to hear all your funky deck ideas. We actually had one more today. We had one idea. What was it that we discussed over dinner?
Blue Jack, was it?
No. Definitely not.
What? Bumblebee Flip EMP Wave?
Yeah, the EMP.
Yeah.
So there was this thing, I think someone released a decklist on that, and it seems to be pretty interesting how we can exploit EMP Wave right now with all the, what patrol is it?
Air Patrol.
Yeah. So yeah, that might be something worth checking out. And yeah, so we invite all you jank players to start your discussions around. Nice. And with that, I'd like to end this cast by thanking Fred and Shazli for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And we hope to have more interactions with them and other players in the community in the future. Thanks guys.
Alright, PTSD out.